My dad, he always says, like, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. What is going on? It is Luke Snail. You're listening to Palmetto 84.3. I got my co-host today, Lombardi.
What's up with y'all, man?
We got a special guest in the building, Daleboy Darryl.
Yes, Daleboy, what's up?
Deal fucking boy.
What's going on, bro?
Great chill, chilling, man. What's up with you?
Hey, I can't complain, man. Weather's good. Nice summer day, you know?
Right, feel that.
So, let's just start from, where you're from, that sort of thing.
I from Russell Deal, South Carolina, North Charleston, South Carolina, Russell Deal.
So that's
a little
where,
small neighborhood in North Charleston off of Rivers Avenue.
That's where Daleboy comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah. They call it like the Dale? Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
You did
pretty
your
much.
research in it?
Pretty much.
That's
They
exactly.
call it the deal. It's like Russell Deal and Ferndale, but we ain't never really had look at Ferndale as a deal. Like we just
Gotcha.
Russell Deal.
Yeah, if somebody say they on a deal, that's really what they talking about, Russell deal.
Yeah, I wondered if that was like an abbreviation, 'cause-
Yeah, that's all it, man.
Yeah.
It really just been like a fucking Facebook name I had made that I been like, I want to take my real name off this shit.
Right, yeah. No, I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel
like,
that.
so that shit they been crazy. Like, so that's how I get the rap name. I just take off with the rap name, Daleboy after that.
Is Ferndale close, like, location-wise? Does it ever get
Yeah.
confused?
It's like damn near like 2 minutes away.
Shit
Walking
basically
distance.
cross the street and cross
Yeah,
the
that shit
rivers.
across the street.
Yeah, yeah. So what was it like growing up?
That shit been like, your average struggle.
Yeah.
Poverty. Like a motherfucker, people dying, But shit, you just gotta keep going. Take that shit with you feel me?
Yeah. How do you feel like, some of those experiences shaped you? How do you...
That shit made me who I is today though. So I can't really complain, you feel me?
Uh-huh.
Hey,
So when did the rapping start?
kinda like I always been like writing, like I been fucking listening to Prime Time and Lil Dega them boy. Really like I can't really say Prime Time cause Lil Dega had formed like another little group with some niggas out the West. So I've been listening to A-Lo-C. I think I've been about in middle school. That shit had me writing, but I never like knew the process of getting in the studio. I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna do this? Some people end up having a studio on the bullshit. Like he just got a computer,
Yeah.
low mic. We end up recording and shit like that. I end up liking this shit. But before I actually started putting out shit, like I always been writing.
So take us back to when you were rapping in the closet of Miss Tammy's house.
Yeah, at Miss Tammy, see that shit been crazy, cause like that been a real different experience for me. Cause Miss Tammy, she like that's my homeboy mom. He died. God bless the dead, D Money.
Mm-hmm.
That's his mama, so she got like kind of like a record label, and this shit ain't based on no money or nothing. It's like loyalty.
That's hard.
You trying to get everybody to the next level type of shit. So I really sitting around niggas who I probably wouldn't be around on a daily basis. So I gotta learn them boy as I learning the whole transition. So we really in her house just recording and shit like that.
Right. So those are just like not people that you grew up with and you kind of just rap with?
Yeah, I just been rapping with them boy, but I grew up with her son D Money.
Right. So what obstacles have you noticed, working with people that you didn't grow up with?
The shit been like different, cause like I kind of always been slept on, so I always kind of been in the back.
Yeah.
So I in the back. They got some other niggas who buzzing right now at the time, so I gotta sit through that shit. But eventually, them boys been like, they start to realize what been going on, but it kind of like too late, and I'm already,
Right.
been established as a single artist.
That's crazy. You gone from being slept on to being like the artist to basically, I personally see you start a new generation and a new wave of music in the city. Cause like, bro, damn near all the new artists or the young artists be like, yeah, I've been listening to that Daleboy. And I know a few people personally that before they start rapping, they've been Daleboy crazy. So that's
Hell
crazy
yeah,
to hear
how
you
that
been
shit
slept
be.
on.
That shit was, man. I been slept on, but like I ain't never like, you feel me? I ain't never look at it in a bad way. I'm like, they just saying no right now.
Right.
So I think I fuck around and record the first song like actually featuring with some niggas that I didn't know at Miss Tammy house.
Yeah.
And them boy like, man, we gotta put him on all the hooks. We gotta put him on every song. We gotta make sure he, you feel me?
Dude, you were a hook machine. You got
Yeah,
so many
like-
good hooks, dude.
I tell you, I don't know who can
Yeah,
go with, on
man.
the verses with bro out South Carolina, like for real. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
honest
that
with
shit'll
you.
be tough, cause
But shit, we hear you talking about like your music and how you basically came up. Let's talk about your cousin Michi, cause that's one of my favorite all-time artists out Charleston or whatever. And like, how did he impact your rapping today, or just you starting off rapping?
I started off rapping because of him. Like, see, he been like, he fuck around and that started rapping. He been young as a bitch, but he 18 is like, they 18 in a different 18. This nigga, I feel like he been 28. You feel
Right.
me? So he rapping or whatever. He got one CD. But that's my real black cousin. I sitting around some niggas I be around and they bumping the CD, but mind you, I always been back and forth from Russellville or West Ashley, like back and forth. So I kind of split my time between the two. So as I back and forth in West Ashley, I ain't really hip to what going on up there.
Right.
So when they come up there, they bumping her shit. I like, damn, that shit hard, like this cuz. So I fuck around and before the nigga could have even really like transitioned with the times that been going on with the rap shit, he ended up dying. So I always feel like I had to finish that shit for him. Like, I feel like why he at or why he doing what he would have been like this or even bigger.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that kind of keeps you pushing, keeping
Yeah, for sure.
keeping the foot on the pedal.
Yeah.
So you said you kind of like bumped around from Russellville and West Ashley. When you started
Yeah.
like dropping music heavy, do you feel like that kind of helped you, you know, having your feet in both, you know, ponds?
Yeah, that shit there kind of helped me, like, because I already, like, half of the people I know, I met in West Ashley. So if we ever clash with the people I met when I been growing up in North Charleston, it'd be, like, kind of weird that we all know each other, be, like, small world.
Right.
But, yeah.
So kind of going back to what Lombardi said is like surprised that you were, at one point were slept on and then became kind of like a figure of a whole new generation of Charleston rappers. You kind of remind me of like a Charleston Chief Keef in a way because of that, because you like ushered
Yeah.
in a whole new.
Bro, that's actually a
That
good
real shit,
comparison, bro.
That's real
Nah,
shit.
for real.
I fuck with Chief, too. Like, been my favorite rapper coming up, like, no
Really?
cap.
That's a good comparison,
Swear to
bro.
God.
I wonder, like, even listening to your music, I mean, it's not obviously exactly like Chief Keef, but like little glimpses, I'm like, it kind of sounds like he could have been inspired by him, but I didn't know, so it's cool. that
Man, I
you-
tell you, that nigga inspired me, like, out the
Really?
young niggas, like,
yeah.
man, for sure. That nigga, that Finally Rich drop, that shit had us turning high school. Like,
Yeah. I was turned to that too, bro. That
that
was-
been really like my first, like, that been my first scene of like a young motherfucker really making it out and the bigger effect that shit really got. So that shit had really like turned me up some more.
What I love about Chief Keef is, you know, growing up in Chicago on O Block and then making a bunch of money and then never coming back, you know, kind of avoiding him or like kind of avoiding the problems and distancing himself from like, you know, danger is awesome to see. And I think that should be a blueprint for a lot of guys who like come up in the streets is like, all right, now I have enough money to get away. I'm going to move to LA and play video games like Chief Keef
For
did,
real.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smoke
see,
a
that's
bunch of
my
weed.
main. That's my main reason why I fuck with him so hard. Cause like, he ain't about so much people can do that.
Right.
No matter how hard it is. Like, fuck the hood.
Yeah.
And I be thinking some shit like that, but I probably will still come back to the hood. Now I'm
Right.
thinking, but
Yeah.
eventually when I get to where I need to be at, I know I ain't coming back though. Ain't nothing personal.
No.
Just like I already been out long enough.
right.
For real.
Why would you pull yourself down like that, you know?
Hell yeah.
But you know, your melodic kind of like approach is different than a lot of stuff. How did you find your sound?
So I've been fucking around and recording myself and shit. Like while my people's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I fucking with the little auto-tune and shit. And I feel comfortable doing it around other people, so I do the shit by myself. But I end up liking this shit, so. And then I used to be heavy on like hearing some shit like and be like, damn, I need to find somebody to sing on this shit. I been like, man, I can do that shit myself at a certain point. You feel me? So that's just how that shit that really came about. Recording myself, having a chance to play around with that auto-tune.
That's crazy because a lot of people, they say they find their sounds by like a producer or somebody telling them. So for you to just like, lock in and just study your own sound, that's crazy. Like,
man, I swear, I not been in studios before where niggas like, they can't really find a key for the auto-tune. I not find that shit for them, boy. Like, bro, that shit gonna be here or right there. Like, you feel me?
So you feel like kind of you have this like musical gene in you, this natural like knack for music.
Yeah, I just got a natural knack for that shit. Like,
Right. Do you have any experiences like as a kid with music? Some instances like that.
no, I really like, I always been big on local music. So, like, the niggas who I've been listening to, they still stars to me, you feel me?
me
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Who
Yeah,
were some of the dudes that you were listening to back then?
I've been listening to Molly Ma, Junior G,
Yeah.
Pacino Dino,
Yeah.
you feel me? Down that nature.
Back when Marley Marr and Junior G was the shit.
Yeah, it was, like, it really was, man. For real.
Let's talk about the first project you dropped. Which because you got a lot. Some people like they'll be like, oh yeah, you done hear Daleboy on that blue tape or Daleboy on the green tape. They just know the
Yeah.
art cover for real. So it's hard to know exactly which one I gone first. But like, what was the song or the project that you say like shot you to like city stardom to everybody be like, yeah, that new Daleboy just dropped. Like,
All right. I kinda, let me see. I think it was the Blue City. I think I had fucked around and did. I had just get under another low deal, not no money involved type of shit. Top Dollar Empire. So I recording with them at the time. It was me and JV at the time. So we under this shit. I learning him again. You feel me? Like just meeting him. I know his music and shit like that. So we staying around each other, staying in the studio like that. So her CD was supposed to drop first, I think. So they had a big debate like, damn, should y'all drop on the same day? I been like, shit, we both from Charleston, like we still local. Like I feel like both of them shit is still, you feel, ain't nothing to take away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I was going with JV them boy to like print out his flyers and help him support and shit like that. Cause the CD actually been hard as a bitch. I'm right there while he making it.
Right.
So they had want me to wait like 6 months to drop my shit.
Uh-huh.
So I fuck around and record. Like I getting recorded by him, but some of the songs mixed by me because I now watch the nigga recording me and I got a little preset.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So I just fuck with the volumes and I record damn near the whole CD by myself. He probably like mix and master like 3 or 4 songs on some lazy shit. Right. No
so
disrespect.
Like Trouble Man and Purple Rain and How Could They, you basically did that on your own in a way.
I'ma say Trouble Man and How Could They. Them the 2 songs I did the same day. He mixed those. The rest of the songs were mixed by me. But he had presets and shit on it.
That's hard. That's one of my favorite tapes out Charleston till this day. Like, man, I listen to that. You gotta play that, bro. Listen, I don't know, but you got that's another start. How I was saying crucial to start to finish.
Right,
that's a start to finish right there. Yeah.
So that nigga did that. How could they? Like that? My first time actually like getting my shit all the way like. I usually just drop my shit. However that bitch sound, I gonna sound good enough. I feel like to put it out. So mix the shit. I been like, boy, that shit sound good as fuck. So I now start fucking around with it, and I get the shit to how I want it to sound. And that basically that blue tip made me though. I ain't gonna lie though.
What year was that you dropped?
That probably been 2016. I can't remember. I think it's 2016.
That's hard.
I got a homeboy. Shout out DD Wicks. He been playing your music since like I said 2014. Like, and he been the first one I hear in Mount Pleasant side playing your music. Like walking through high school. Like y'all better get on Daleboy next. And
the shit been crazy. I been dropping in high school now, but like, what I'm gonna say? I don't know how to explain that shit. I been dropping in high school. It'd be like more on like Facebook. That's when we really been putting our whole songs on Facebook. We tag everybody.
Yeah.
So like my shit been catching attention since Facebook, but it was like in my cousin's studio.
Yeah.
So I always would just be like, I wonder how this shit is sound if I really like go to a real studio.
Yeah, right.
But I always been trying to tell cuz like ain't no disrespect, your shit sound good, but I just won't see.
Right.
And I fuck around and did it, and I fall in love with that shit.
Right. No, that's so fire. Another song, I mean, we have to mention Wells Fargo if we're going to talk about, you know, that song blew you up, I feel like.
Yeah, that one, like, and that been after the blue tip. So after the blue tip, I already, like, kind of like finding my flow and what I want to sound like.
And you had an audience kind of already at that point?
Yeah, the blue tip, I had an audience. That's when I got the audience right there. But I always had, like, motherfuckers like, drop for real, quit playing.
Right. Take it serious. Yeah. But I said the Wells Fargo one, I feel like expanded your reach like that. Dude, I looked on the views of YouTube. I'm like, man, this has to be like one of them Charleston anthems. This has hella views, dude. Man, like that had to have been bumping when it dropped, bro.
Really,
that
he got a few
crazy
of them too.
Shout out to BB Slum. He made the beat and shit.
Yeah.
So I actually record like 3 different songs on the shit.
That's crazy.
But Wells Fargo been the last song. The fucking beat been already chopped up in certain parts. So I've been like, damn, that shit so hard. What the fuck I'm gonna say right there? Like, so I done dropped 3 different songs. Ain't none of them shit come out right. After I dropped Wells Fargo, we been like, we gonna keep this.
Yeah, you knew right away that was the one.
Yeah.
Man, that's so hard, bro.
That shit there.
Who are some of the artists in the city that like you've collabed with or you got songs with that people might know about? I know you got Low Block, SFG King. We had him in here, and he basically gave you your flowers, saying like, "Yeah, he the one take me to the real studio." And like after that, I took it seriously.
Yeah, I saw that. Shout out King, man, real nigga. But I done collab with King, Lil BG, Long Money 4, Fetty Boy. It's like pretty much like damn near everybody down here, except a couple people, but.
Yeah. Well, how have you noticed, you've been in the game a long time, how have you noticed the game changing, like, 6-7 years ago to what it's like now?
Yeah, this shit now, like this shit, I feel like this shit more reachable. Like this shit real reachable. So like that shit, you just gotta have the right connections, you feel what I'm saying? And that's the part where I got now going on, you feel me? I didn't wanna, you feel me? Just keep putting out this shit and then keep doing shows down here and shit. Like, I wanted to find out a different type of, you feel me, some kind of connection with somebody, you feel me?
Right, like outside the city to kind of expand your audience?
Yeah, so now that I got that, I in the works of that, putting that together right now. I'm going to be going to California on September 1st to the 4th.
That's hard, bro.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard, bro.
Yeah,
What are your plans? You got big plans out there to like link with certain people or anything?
I got my producer, 95 Grams. He actually like in a band. So hard. Like he had kind of like a different sound. So when we get together, they been like 2 different worlds colliding. So now he make like hood beats and shit. Like he good with it, cause like.
Yeah, he's in a band, and like you said, mixing the 2 different sounds is gonna be something special, dude. Being able to.
Yeah, but he recently moved back to LA. He was down here for a little minute. He moved back to LA, and I was waiting on him to get situated. That nigga just hit me this month. Tell me he need me up there. We gonna do a 6-song EP.
That's hard.
And then I'm gonna shoot videos for the songs we did for our other EP. All business, never personal, which got Demon Time type of shit.
Type of shit's one of my favorites, bro.
He made all the beats. But one, I think Demon Time and type of shit, I came with like a low sample type of shit.
Yeah.
I called it a Charleston clap in the background. Like
if
you do a beat for me, like I damn near go tell you to like put a clap in the background with nothing else, just a clap in a beat, like basically beating on the table type of sound.
Outside of Charleston, who are like some of your mainstream influences? Like you already named the artists in the city you listen to, but like who are some of those big people, those big artists that you've been listening to growing up or help influence the way you make your music?
Growing up, I've been listening to Boosie. But influential wise, I fuck with Young Boy. He a young nigga doing his shit. I fuck with that. But I see 50 Cent.
You don't really hear that much down
Like,
south.
Yeah, 50 Cent really
He slept on low key.
He made me start thinking about rapping too when I see that nigga doing that video, he been on that pull up and shit. I'm like, bro, he gotta fucking make it like that shit look.
Trying to do that shit,
hell yeah.
And he shoots movies. He's like a director and stuff too. Like
he getting a whole different type of bag now, bro.
I respect 50 Cent so much, dude. Like people sleep on how smart he is.
Yeah,
seriously.
He talk a lot of shit, but he's smart.
I look up to really them certain people because like they give me that mindset to like get rich and never look back. Like they ain't never did no stupid shit after they get on.
Right. Yeah. What about some of the young dudes in the city right now? Do you listen to any of the artists coming up right now in Charleston?
I actually wasn't, but now that I back listening, I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with I think his name Jake Rax.
Jig Rax, yeah. Free Jig Rax, bro.
Dog hard.
Yeah, bro. Cool. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I agree.
Dog hard. I've
Free
been bumping dog.
Yeah, he is hard.
And let me see another one. GMC Moneybag.
Yeah, free
Lil
bro.
Bro hard. Free
yeah,
Lil bro
bro,
too.
cool too.
I don't know if I'm
Lil
hip to him.
too.
I'll have to look
I'll put
him
you
up.
on to him.
Put
Yeah,
me
he
on.
raw.
Yeah.
And Lil Dalvin, I ain't gonna lie, Lil Dalvin cool.
Yeah,
hard.
Lil
Dalvin cool.
He
Oh
probably
my
got like
God.
6 songs, and each one of his songs, we gotta get him on here for an interview.
Lil Dalvin
he,
cool.
Yeah, he
I
definitely
can't find
cool.
nobody down here who sound like Dog, and that's why I like him so much. Dog hard.
You ever want to do music with him? Like,
Yeah, I'll drop a song with him.
yeah,
You know,
that would
shit
be
like-
hard too. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's like, he one of them ones on this new generation, and then you just being like, I'd say the pioneer.
Yeah.
That'll go crazy.
Yeah,
I
he
agree
fuck with
with
Lil
that.
Bro.
Yeah.
That shit there. He got a whole different sound from us. Like,
Yeah, but one thing I like about your music videos is you got all these like kids from your neighborhood behind you. So it looks like, bro,
Yeah.
you were like a role model in like your neighborhood. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Did you feel any like pressure kind of growing up being the man in your hood?
it ain't really been like no pressure. It been just really like, is you ready for that shit or not? Like, that's where it been. So like, I went to the point where like I used to take like when I had dropped my CD Street Diaries, we got Wells Fargo on it.
Yeah.
Another classic.
I had a listening party at the studio, like only guests invited.
Uh-huh.
So this nigga see me walk in, like 20 niggas. He like, what the fuck going on? I like, bro, they just here for the listening party, trying to help me put this shit in order and shit. So like, he had a hard time being like with me with a lot of people, but them boy really like helping me. Like, they like, drop this song right there, drop that one you rap to me. Like, they really helping me do some shit to get me where I at right now. Like, I probably wouldn't drop some of the songs I've been dropping if it wasn't for certain people. Like, bro, you gotta drop that one you rapped to me the other night.
Yeah, like people in your corner kind of like, you know, encouraging you and stuff.
Hell yeah, shit
Are you still pretty close with some of those kids that you grew up with?
I mean, like, yeah, I still got a relationship with the people I grew up with, but I don't really like, you feel me? It's way different now, you feel me?
Right. No, for sure. Back to, you know, talking about some of the younger dudes in Charleston who are rapping. One thing I love about Charleston is all the rappers coming up look up to the, you know, the local dudes who were on before. I mean, you look at like any rapper in Charleston, they want an LOBG feature, they want a Daleboy feature. They want,
For real.
I think that's really cool about Charleston is like they really like respect the people they grew up, you know, listening to, you know.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and Lil BG, like, yeah, that's a real one for sure. I just shot him out on the intro of my new CD I about to release. But he been the first one I always like bump into. Like, bro, I fuck around and had a show, I think in James Island, I think. So like when I get there, I know him from like personally before the rap.
right.
So when we get there, it's only me and him there. Like, we the only black people at this shit. We performing like it's nothing but white people. Like,
Right.
it's not white people trying to act black like these really white people.
Right.
So like, I know from right there, like, we both had like a crazy fan base.
All
Like,
right.
for
Real.
I
sure.
say that so much. If you can get the white kids, like the college kids and stuff, to listen to you, like you have crossed a threshold that like is super important, you know?
Hell
Ain't too
yeah,
many
for
got
sure.
that in the city, bro.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, no, but that's super hard, bro. So you said you're dropping a new CD soon. You want to talk about that, the one that you were talking about before?
Yeah, I'ma release that before I go to Cali because I'm doing an EP up there.
Right.
But this CD right here, that shit called 2 million streams later. I just hit like 2 million streams on Apple Music, so
Congrats.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
big milestone, dude.
I'm gonna fuck around and drop that this month right here. I'm about to drop a video off it this week coming up.
Oh, that's hard. What's the vibe of that one?
That shit like pretty much like Demon Time, Charleston type of vibes, you feel me?
Yeah, you talked about the Charleston clap and everything. Do you feel like you kind of created like a Charleston sound?
I feel like in a way, cause like yeah, in a way, I do.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would agree with that. I was just wondering if that's something that you would kind of
But
say
I
about
did-
yourself.
Yeah, I definitely do, but like it's still influential now. Like,
Right.
if you want listening to that old music, everything got like a cadence to it. If you really pay attention.
Right, exactly. Right, and you kind of just piggybacked off it and put your own twist on it.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why I know Lil BG be gonna end up start rapping. Cause like before he had started rapping, he been big on local music. Like I don't care who you was or where you from.
Right.
If your shit been hard, dog had you on his MP3 player like
That's so cool.
this long time ago.
Yeah.
Dog been listening to you. I know he was going to end up rapping. He done had a lot of time to listen to different people, soak up all kind of flows. You feel me?
Yeah. So he was like a student of, the game before.
He been a student of the game for real. Like that's when I've been dropping like the Facebook music. Dog
Right.
would have had. We been locked in since then, but he ain't never tell me physically like he about to
Right.
start rapping. But I know like I'm like he gonna start rapping. He listen to too much
Uh-huh.
local. You feel me?
To not start, yeah.
That's how I been too, bro. I been listening to nothing but local,
Right.
and that shit make me like, yeah, I want to rap too.
So when you were promoting on Facebook and stuff, you were in high school when you were doing all that?
Yeah,
What was it like being a rapper and going to high school every day?
the shit been really like, ain't been no big thing because I ain't been really like buzzing when I been in high school.
Gotcha.
It been like I just trying to fuck with this shit to see if I really like this shit.
Right. And it kind of happened later on?
Yeah, it happened later on.
Yeah. Did you notice
Yeah.
like kids from your high school who didn't really talk to you start to talk to you after you like were buzzing?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It was though, but pretty much everybody been. You feel me? A lot of people just probably ain't thought I'd end up rapping.
Right.
Who I went to high school because I been so quiet and shit.
Yeah.
What's some of your personal favorite songs that you made? Like, if you got people that's watching this for the first time, be like, man, I like his personality. I want to hear some music. Give them at least 5 songs you feel like they gotta listen to help understand you better. Or
I feel like you gotta go Street Diaries intro.
yeah, one of my favorites.
Then you gotta go. Let me see. You gotta go to How Could They,
Yeah,
and then you gotta go to. Let me see. After
Never
How
Had
Could
Shit.
They, you gotta go to Never Had Shit. You might have said
Oh,
that.
that's a great one. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, that's one
And
of my
that's
favorites.
crazy because the whole process, like I tell you, I've been going back to I've been trying to drop in the official studio, stay with
Yeah.
my cousin shit. I actually went back to my cousin house to drop Never Had Shit.
Really?
Like no cap, like that shit come from him. Like
Yeah.
so, like churn run around in the background, all kind of shit. He's just so good at the little program he using.
Right.
That shit came out like that, but
That's the song that made me the edits that they be seeing.
and that's
That was the song that made me do edits. Cause I'm like, bro, this shit so hard. This nigga need to drop a video, bro. So I'm like, man, I better do my own little video
Do
real
it
quick to
yourself.
show them. Yeah, like
Bro, the
I be getting.
crazy
That's where
shit
my
is-
edits be coming from. But I get tired of just like, man, they gotta see this to understand what's going on. Like,
Yeah, I swear, I ain't really like Never Had Shit though. Like I don't know why. I ain't like the lyrics and shit, cause I know like that shit been real shit, but I don't like the sound. I thought people wouldn't have fuck with it. Like
Oh, that's
I
catchy.
keep the
dude.
same flow for a long time, so I've been like, I don't really want to drop that. My
It's easy
cousin,
to sing along to though.
yeah,
if
my
it's
cousin,
like-
he like when I use like more old school like sample type of beats or like old school type of beats. So he been the one telling me like, hey, fuck with that one right
Yeah, yeah.
That one going crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, my people
Right.
who I got in the video dancing, I think he had like dreads and he been dancing in front of a car.
Okay.
He the reason that I actually start listening to it 24/7. Because every time you get in the car, cuz put that never had shit, put that Daleboy real quick,
Bruh,
and he
I'm
just gonna
on
start
that.
jigging to that shit.
If this man ain't that did an edit for me, I don't even think that song would be what it is. No
Really?
cap.
That
Like,
shit still gets
Lombardi
shares
is
to
a legend,
this
dog.
day, bro. Like, that's one of my favorite songs, bro. Like,
Real
I ain't gonna
for
lie
real.
to you, like.
And like I tell you, I been sleeping on the song.
Uh-huh.
So like after that little post, bro, that shit went all the way up.
I
Do you-
still love that song. I ain't
Got
gonna lie
that
to you.
shit though.
Do you have
for
any
real.
other songs that you were like, I didn't really like this one, but everybody else did? Do you have any that stick out to you?
Let me see.
I mean, you may
Do
not.
What We Wanna. That's an older song.
You wanna like that?
I like Do What We Wanna, bro.
Oh,
I swear to
Lil
God,
Cuz used to
bruh.
play that every time we get in the house. He wake up early. He singing that as he walking through the house. Y'all nigga do what we wanna. I said, hey,
like
bro,
that shit.
calm down.
That shit
Bro, I'm about
end
to
up
blow.
being a-
Cuz about to blow.
That shit end up being another one though. Like even like on that, I slept on that shit too. Like,
Yeah,
and I had like 2 people on the song with me.
right.
I always been big on. I put one of my homeboys on the song, even though like they don't officially rap.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And then motherfuckers that get the asking who that is later, and I'll tell them, boy.
Right.
And that's
Like-
crazy because I don't really like when people do that. But I'll give you
Yeah.
this: that when you do it, like it be going like it fit perfectly. I'll give you that one. Like I'll be like
Yeah,
listening
like-
to some artists and they say, "I bet, man, why you put bro on this song?" But yours are just like, all right, he been supposed to be on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
go
I
ahead.
put niggas who don't got no name out y'all. I be trying to really hope that I start them boy rapping, but you can't make nobody do nothing. But at the end of the day, them boys come through on their part and they know they hard as an artist if they was to ever try this shit. So that's why like I try that shit for them
Right, right.
just in case, you feel me?
Well, and that's what I was just about to say. That's so honorable of you to be like, oh, I have a buzz, but you can be on my song and like really put your friends on. Like that
Who that
is
sound like from Detroit to you? Who do
the
this?
whole White House, bro.
Exactly. Babyface Ray, like,
Right.
yeah, bro.
Dude, literally.
yeah,
Right,
for
right.
real, like
For
he
real.
been doing that. I'll give him that.
Like Babyface Ray did a lot for like Los and Nutty at the very start too.
Yeah,
Like
a
they
lot of
paid
them.
for that Kill music video. Like Babyface Ray paid for that video, and you know after that video, Los and Nutty just
They been like,
blew
bro,
up.
I just have him keep rapping now. So like,
But,
just to hear you say
yeah.
you do that, that's like, that's a real leader. Cause a lot of people
Right.
ain't gonna do that. Man, you about to mess up my song, bro. It's like, come on, shit. I might not blow first, but you probably will blow first, and we lock in, so might as well.
Right,
Hell
that's
yeah,
so
we
fire.
actually had a nigga named damn, what's rap name? I think he go by Young Ty or Low Ty. He been signed to the same low shit as me.
okay, yeah,
So Low Ty been actually hard as fuck. He had dropped like he had remind me of like Young Thug or some shit. So he got this hard ass song. When I dropped my CD, I actually had made my first Street Diaries. I had made like actual CDs. So I put his song by herself like as a bonus track, number 17. Man, a lot of you know so much people been hurting me like, man, Willow Dog, name us was contact
right. That's so
name us. Like,
hard,
I
right?
need to get him on something.
Yeah, dude, that's fire that you put your friends on. That's literally Los and Nutty did that same thing with like Rollo.
Yeah,
You know?
and
Oh,
all
that's so
them.
hard,
Nah,
bro.
For real.
And that's
the nigga
good
been
for
so
you,
hard.
dude.
He been
Good for you.
so
That's
hard
so
to the point where we ain't even get to drop nothing. But I just been like,
right.
I just been a fan of his shit. Like he just
Yeah.
had, and he been like a young nigga. Like
So how you feel when like people in the city, like you hear them say like that you one of like the all time, you know, top artists out the city, or that you influenced them to rap, or your songs, like, you know, because a lot I get that. I be around different people, and I always, even before I start my page, I used to hear that a lot. Like, yeah, that's the one. Like, so to hear that you like 30 years down the line, they still gonna look back like, yeah, Daleboy kickstart something for us. How you
Yeah,
feel when
like,
you be hearing that?
that shit feel good, and they still don't be sinking in at some points. Like I be having to realize the shit, but yeah, that shit crazy, bro. Like for real.
That's hard.
Talk about doing the feature with JD Youngin. How'd that all happen?
So the Jada Youngin feature, that's another crazy situation. Like, but we end up, my manager end up booking him for a show. So while we booking him for the show, we get to talking about the feature or whatever.
Right.
So we been at the studio together, like personally, but he ain't like I never heard the song. Like they had like 30 niggas around the city auditioning for the part or whatever. Like
Yeah.
so like I end up getting on the shit, and I end up putting the shit out by myself.
Right. Right.
Cause the boy been like taking too long or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that nigga been a cool ass person, man. God bless the dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
R.I.P. Dude.
Nigga been telling me like how to get on World Star and shit like that.
Oh, that's hard. He was like dropping some gems.
I had that nigga actual number at one point. Like
Dude, that's
dog would have
hard.
really tell me like for real, for real.
And you caught that feature when he just like when he at first kickstart. Like I basically see at the top of his buzz before he dropped 23 Island and shit like that. So you had catch that at the perfect time. And hell, you the only person in Charleston to see you. Might be South
Right.
Carolina that got the Jada Youngin feature, and that's another good one.
Right.
No, see the crazy shit it been like 2 other artists. I don't know them boy name or who exactly got the feature, but it been like 2 other people who have paid a nigga and did a song too. I just don't know what the fuck they did with the
Damn,
song.
I
Like,
take
Right,
that back because
right.
I didn't know that.
like for real. That boy did like 3 songs for like I think a total of like 10,000 now when he been first spotting.
Yeah.
Dude.
I actually when we go to the show, this nigga already getting millions of views now. But like our DJs like them boy like you feel me, they more home base. So that nigga like tell him to play this song or play that song. I telling the DJ, he like, man, I don't know this shit. I don't even know him.
Right.
Mhm.
I like, man, he just starting, bro. Just like you gotta search it on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
I forced the way in now. Like they really trying to end the show for dog. Like I
Right.
forced the way in. Like man, just search it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And we end up getting them shit like that.
That's hard, bro.
Well, Jada Youngin being from Louisiana is like, I feel like there's a lot of, I've talked about this before, there's a lot of parallels between like New Orleans and Louisiana and here in Charleston. I feel like, you
I
know,
always feel like they're the only people who sound like us in the
Yeah.
world.
They call us
Similar,
cousins when
yeah.
they hear us talk.
Yeah, like
I had meet this girl. Her name 504 Icy Girl. I had meet her in Austin, Texas.
yeah.
That been a crazy night too. That whole show. I'm gonna tell you about it after when we get off air or whatever.
Right,
but
right.
I've been outside talking to Tuga,
uh-huh.
and she
Yeah.
been like, "Damn, where you from?" I said, "I'm from Charleston." She been like, "Oh, we cousins." I've been like, "Where you?" I already know she from New Orleans. She been like, "Yeah, we all sound the same. We all talk alike." So yeah, that's just
And the crazy shit about that, right? Like no cap, I be playing like 2K online and shit.
Yeah.
So I playing again, right? So niggas from New Orleans on that bitch.
Yeah.
I can hear it in the accent. Nigga like, so this Daleboy got the song Jitty on here? Like, yeah. So the nigga like, I already had you in my playlist for that Jitty Young shit.
Right. That's hard.
So I end up locking in being friends with him like on a personal level in real life. He rapping shit. He in New Orleans.
That's hard. Did you beat him in 2K?
I think we've been on the same team. You
Oh,
only
yeah.
can talk to
Okay.
people on the same
Like
team.
my park or
I
whatever.
would have lied and said, "I punished that boy."
Oh, you only can talk to nigga who on the same team with you. So he been on
Yeah.
the same team with me. I end up adding a nigga.
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
2K team? If you're playing with someone, like, who's your team?
I really fuck with anybody who KD or Kyrie.
Yeah, KD or Kyrie.
Yeah.
Are you a big sports guy, basketball guy, anything like that?
Yeah, I big on sports, basketball for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Mostly NBA stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NBA for sure.
Yeah.
I fuck with college too though.
Who's your college team?
I ain't got no college.
You
team.
just
I
will watch.
Just like
to see
watching
whoever
it.
turn.
Dude, I don't watch college basketball till like March. Once March hits and there's all those
Yeah.
games, I'll watch for like that week or two, and then
I
I'll be
start
there.
watching that shit like around the time I had fuck around up on YouTube and see the little highlights of niggas in high school.
Yeah, yeah, like the
So
hoop
John Wall
mixtapes.
been like in high school. That nigga been cooking the fuck out niggas on this shit. So,
That hoop mixtape's crazy. That John Wall.
so I fuck around and follow that nigga whole career. So I been like, damn, I wonder what college he about to go to. Nigga end up going to Duke, Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah. Dude, there's a story about John Wall. His dream school was North Carolina because he's like
Yeah.
from North Carolina.
Yeah, he from like Raleigh.
Right. So his dream school is North Carolina. He went on a visit to North Carolina. He like was basically like ready to commit, and Tyler Hansbrough. I don't know if you remember him from North Carolina,
He
the white
been a-
dude.
He been a dog for sure.
So they were like out at the club, and he goes up to talk to Tyler Hansbrough. Tyler Hansbrough says, "I don't talk to recruits." And after that, John Wall was like, "I'm not coming here." He went to Kentucky.
Oh, that
Yeah,
changed
that's
everything.
crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Tyler Hansbrough definitely been a dog.
No, he was.
Yeah,
He was.
got a college championship, right?
I think so. I just
I
remember
think
his
he did.
face being all bloody at one point. He was
Yeah,
he was a nutcase.
yeah, he been a dog.
All right, back to music. What do you got coming up?
Like I said, I got 2 million streams coming up. I got some videos about to release
Mm-hmm.
off that way before the CD even come out, like at least 4 videos.
You got any features on that 2 million streams?
I got SFG King on there.
Ooh, that's
We
gonna be a
actually
good
dropped
one.
that shit in here.
Bet,
So
bet.
he probably like the only one. I probably want get Shice Lord on some shit.
Yeah, that'll be hard.
That's
Yeah.
another good collab I like.
Yeah, that'll be hard.
Yeah. I'm gonna really go with too much features on that shit.
Right. So, anything else you want to get off your chest? Anybody you want to shout out before we wrap up?
No, too much. Pretty much shout out everybody who in Charleston and doing anything. Just keep doing y'all shit, cause you feel me. We almost there. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Luke Snell. We got Lombardi. Daleboy Darryl, you're listening to Palmetto 84.3.
Still born.
We're out.
I'll be safe.